Hey there, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Speak Real English, where we focus on real communication and natural learning. I'm so glad you're here because today's topic is one that so many learners struggle with. A listener named Charles sent in a thoughtful question. He said, "Ronaldo, I can follow what you're saying when you speak clearly, but when I try to watch movies, listen to the news, or follow real conversations between native speakers, it feels like I can't understand anything. Why is that happening, and what can I do about it?" Charles, you're not alone. This is a very common issue, and it's something that affects learners at all levels. So today, we're going to take a deep dive into this challenge and look at practical ways you can improve your listening skills and finally understand real spoken English. Let's begin by exploring the idea of exposure. If you've mostly listened to your English teacher or textbook recordings, your brain has gotten used to that specific voice, pace, and clarity. But English in the real world comes in many forms, different accents, speeds, and speaking styles. That's why it's so important to introduce variety into your listening routine. Don't limit yourself to classroom materials. Try watching different types of TV shows, listening to podcasts, enjoying music, tuning in to real news broadcasts, or even following YouTubers or vloggers who speak naturally. Each new source will help train your ears to recognize the range of sounds and rhythms that exist in real English. You might be wondering, how do I make time for all of that? The answer lies in simple adjustments to your day. Start by replacing a few daily habits with English. If you usually scroll through social media, try listening to an English language podcast while doing it. If you watch the news in your language each morning, switch to an English news channel or a podcast that delivers current events in simple English. These small shifts can create a powerful immersive experience, and over time, you'll start noticing improvements in your understanding. Another essential part of this journey is getting comfortable with pronunciation. In many languages, there's a one-to-one connection between how a word is spelled and how it sounds. But in English, that's not always the case. The same spelling can be pronounced in many different ways depending on the word, the accent, or the speaker. That's why I focus so much on pronunciation in my lessons. Understanding how words actually sound, not just how they're written, is key to improving your listening. For instance, the word comfortable might be said as comfortably or even just comfortable in fast speech. Without practice, these kinds of variations can make listening really frustrating. If pronunciation is difficult for you, don't worry. You're not supposed to know it all at once. But start noticing the differences. Repeat what you hear. Try to mimic native speakers. Use videos, shadowing exercises, and speech repetition tools. It's not about being perfect. It's about recognizing the sounds and gradually adjusting your ears and mouth to match them. Now let's talk about vocabulary. Listening comprehension isn't just about hearing the words. It's also about knowing what they mean. If you don't recognize the words being used, your brain won't be able to make sense of the sentence. That's why building vocabulary is so important. You need to choose listening material that matches your current level. If you can understand around 70% of what you're hearing, that's a great place to be. It means you're being challenged but still able to follow the conversation. But if you can only catch half or less, the content may be too advanced for now. In that case, try material created for English learners, like songs with simple lyrics, children's shows, or learner-focused news from sources like Voice of America Learning English. As you continue to improve, push yourself gently by moving to slightly more advanced materials. But always remember, the best way to grow is by enjoying the process. Don't worry about catching every single word. Focus on the overall meaning. Over time, your brain will start filling in the gaps. You'll start hearing common phrases, and you'll begin to anticipate what people are going to say next. That's when you know your listening skills are developing. Also, keep in mind that understanding is not the same as translating. Many learners try to mentally translate English into their native language, and that slows everything down. Instead, train your brain to associate English words directly with meaning. This helps you respond faster and think more naturally in English. One way to do this is through context. Don't just memorize vocabulary lists. Learn words through stories, videos, or conversations. See them in action. Understand how they function in different situations. Now if you're ready to take your learning to the next level, I highly recommend visiting speakrealenglish.com. That's where you'll find the premium Speak Real English course, which is packed with step-by-step lessons, pronunciation guides, listening practice, vocabulary building tools, and real conversation strategies. And just for visiting, I've got a free ebook waiting for you that breaks down the most common mistakes English learners make and how to fix them. It's a great place to get started if you want to learn in a natural, enjoyable, and effective way. Charles, thank you again for your question. And to everyone else watching, I hope you now understand why real-world listening feels difficult and what you can start doing to overcome that challenge. Listening takes time, but with the right strategies and regular practice, it absolutely gets easier. Stick with it. Surround yourself with English. Practice daily, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Learning is not about being perfect. It's about growing a little more each day. Thanks so much for joining me here at Speak Real English. Keep coming back for more videos like this, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the newest lessons. Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening to the Speak Real English podcast, I'm here to help you become confident, fluent, and natural in English. See you next time.